Viewers of BBC's Countryfile were left scratching their heads as presenters Charlotte Smith and Adam Henson explored the cider making process in the latest edition. Adam visited artisan cider producers Tom Tibbets and Lydia Crimp, founders of the cider and perry firm, Artistraw. However, it was Charlotte's feature that caused confusion as she visited Weston's cider making plant to show how cider is created on an industrial scale. The presenter very clearly stated where she was visiting before heading to the company's lab to brew her own blend of cider. Viewers were distracted by the fact the broadcaster blurred out the logos on the lab coats, though given that Charlotte had already named the company. Taking to X1 wrote, "Why blur out the badges if you're telling us who they are anyway?" Another agreed, writing, "They told us the company is Weston's, so why blur out their logo on lab coats?" A third chimed in, "They're at Weston's but have to blur the logo." Meanwhile, a fourth viewer compared it to another popular BBC show, commenting, #Countryfile does #inside the factory. The episode didn't prove appealing to those who have no interest in alcohol, with one penning, "Yep. I'm bored, sorry, not a big drinker, off to do the dishes." A sixth viewer felt it was all a bit contrived, writing, "Sounds like they're putting on the happy for the cameras." Although Charlotte had stated where they were filming, the blurring was likely because as a public service broadcaster the BBC is required to remain free from commercial endorsement. They must not appear to endorse third parties, and any use of third-party logos requires permission. The purpose of the episode was to demonstrate how production at different scales shapes the countryside and the future of the popular drink. Following her day in the lab, Charlotte proudly brought the cider she had created back to Countryfile HQ for Adam to sample. "That's very nice," he said as he sipped on it. "And it's got no label. Isn't your nickname Queenie?" he asked before explaining, "It's Charlotte, Victoria, 2, Queens. We could call it Queenie's cider."